time to unbox these. So today on Blade District we have a pretty big box to unbox. This is from Blade HQ. Let me actually just zoom out a bit. You could see how big this is. You would think I ordered like a baseball bat or something. So we're gonna unbox this. I'm just gonna slowly zoom back in the way so we could look at the knives better. Let's open it up. What do I have in front of me? Let's why not? Let's use this Elementum that I recently cleaned, because there is an Elementum in here. There's a few knives in here actually. Let me just quickly open this. Alright, I think we're inside now. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We're going to have a ton of new knife videos coming out every day, probably multiple a day at times, and upcoming giveaways. We have, I went a little crazy when the Kaiser Father's Day sales from full titanium frame locks, and yes, some of those will be given away. Today, we have the Ferrum Forge Gent 2.0 versus a Civivi Elementum that's going to be very comparable. This guy is going to be saved for another unboxing. It is the titanium, the blue titanium frag frame lock penguin. I had a regular penguin. I loved it. Oof, I'm excited to open this. I don't think you guys understand. I have had this box for weeks. For weeks now. It's like a kid. It's like a kid, their parents giving them gifts with the box and just telling them what it is and saying, nope, you can't open it, can't play with it, can't open it, can't do nothing with it. That's kind of what I've been like with this. This is a little shop mat that I got on the side. Let me just put that away. Alright, so this is the Civivi. And then this must be the Ferrum. Oh yeah, I got a Dozier in here too, the mini Dozier. I forgot about you. Put that somewhere else for now. Oh yeah, when I bought this, I'm telling you, it's been weeks. They had, you spend a certain amount and you get this little anniversary challenge coin. Blade HQ. Just one more. That is so funny. Just one more. Exactly. Just one more knife. How about just 10 more? Because it seems like I've been ordering 10 at a time. Come on, where are you? Ferrum Forge, you're hiding in here. The Gent 2. I think this and the Elementum, especially the one that I got, is going to be a very comparable review. That should be everything. Let me just put this away. So I'm excited for this. I have a few Elementums already, as you saw the gray G10 one over there. Alright. Oh, looks like we need that Elementum again. I apologize if you hear some road noise. There's some, come on, get in there. Can't see what I'm doing through the camera. Okay, let's not cut ourselves. We got some motorcycles that are always driving by here. There we go. So, reason why I picked these two. Wow, this is pretty sturdy cardboard, thicker than your usual stuff. Ferrum Forge Gent 2.0. This has the black G10, and this is the marbled carbon fiber. I have the gray G10, I have the black ebony, I don't have the marbled carbon fiber. I thought it looked really good, so we're going to open it up. And it's a very comparable price point for these two. That's something else. And they look similar. They're very similar knives, I would think. Or I would say they're very similar knives. Come on, I don't want to break this. We'll take you out one last time. Whoop. So the packaging is obviously, as you can tell, it's just the Gent here. I'll give you the info on it in case anyone's interested. It's super simple. It's just the thin box like this with that. That's it. You don't get the fancy pouch with the stickers and the cloth that you do with the Civivi. I'm excited for this one. Oh my God. Look, is that oil? Oh, come on. At first glance, I was like, is that the look? Is it the look or is it the oil? Hold on. I've had bad luck with Civivi, with the Civivis that I've received, with oil all over the front. Real quick, I'll put the Odium unboxing. You're going to see it for a split second. Again, this isn't black. Ooh, wow. What the hell? So as you just saw there, I unboxed the Civivi Odium and it was just plastered in gunk in this oil. And you know what? This is the same. All right, let me wipe this down. I don't know what it is with me and Civivi. Okay, now we could take a peek at the actual marbled carbon fiber with a little bit of sheen to it due to some oil being rubbed on it. I like it. So there is no contour to it. I will say that right off the bat, something I noticed. There's no contour to it, but it looks really nice. I'm starting to like these other forms of carbon fiber a little bit better than just your typical one. I feel like it's kind of overplayed a little bit. This is with D2 steel, same as their, you know, generic, the G10s and the other ones, not the fancy, I think they make S35 VN, which might be a Blade HQ exclusive. Let's move this stuff over. And then the Gent 2.0 in just a black G10, just trying to get some of this stuff off. It's a nice G10. It's in between smooth and grippy. It's just a perfect amount, I would say. And again, completely flat. This does feel thinner right off the bat, I can tell. Might not be by much. I'm trying to get the bottoms lined up. But yeah, you could tell it's thinner. Scales are thinner too. So, closed, just like this. Let's look at a side profile. What do we see? We have a lanyard loop there. We don't have one here. The handle scale is definitely thinner on the Gent 2 versus the Civivi. The flipper tab looks a little bit smaller and pointed outward than this more kind of rounded, slimmer, like more pushed down look to it. You have the F for the Ferrum Forge over there, and you got the C for Civivi. So you got some nice little pretty aesthetics going on over there. Construction put together a little bit different with that. On the back side, you have a deep carry pocket clip on both, although they're just, you know, different style. A little bit smaller on this guy. Inset with flat screws. Now that is nice. And smaller. I've been a fan of the smaller clips at times rather than these really big ones. This one has, the screws are flat, but the clip sits right on top. Let's open these up, see how they feel. Check out the blades. So this one, yeah, definitely, obviously it's more slipperier, because this is a very flat and smooth carbon fiber. There's zero texture. I'm just gliding. Probably doesn't help that there was, you know, oil all over it. This, I feel it. Feel it, you can hear it. All right, let's give this a snap. Elementums have always been pretty smooth for me. Let's take a look. D10 has been hit or miss with me when it comes to Elementums. I've owned a few already. Ooh. And this one's nice. Little rough. I'm sure it's going to smooth out. You can probably hear it. There's that. It's like a fine stone wash on here. Let's see how this guy feels. I've only had, the only other budget Ferrum Forge I've had is the Mini Archbishop, which actually compared to the Odium, I will link that up here if you want to check that out later. I like this flipper tab. It's got some jimping up here, which I forget now. Does this have jimping? It does, but it's not as aggressive as this. Like I said, this one kind of pops out a little more. And it's got jimping that goes to the side, which this one is flat. It stops. Just little things I'm noticing as I'm picking them up as like this first impression. Ho, ho, ho. This one's not, ooh, oh yeah. This one feels a little bit smoother out the box. I don't hear that or feel that grittiness to it, but they may smooth out. Similar finish as far as that, like a fine stone wash almost. Something else that's similar, believe it or not, is the blade. The blade shape, it's a drop point, except I believe this one is a hollow grind, and ooh, this is smooth. This is a flat grind. Hard to tell. This one swoops downwards here, And this one just kind of goes flat from there. Let's check them out open side by side. We're going to go over specs in about 2 seconds. So the other thing is the Elementum. Let's go, ergos. I have smaller hands. I'll put up something right here just for reference for hand size, because hand size is going to be huge on how these knives fit in your hand and how they feel. So gripping down on it, it feels great to me. I've owned Elementums before. I think they are a great budget option EDC knives. This one being a little bit more pricey. We're going to go over that in just a hair. It doesn't necessarily have a, so to say, forward choil, but this is 100% usable. You can grip it here and really get close up and not have to worry about cutting yourself. But this guy looks like he has a legit finger choil. What do we got over here? Whoop. This one has, so in hand like this, like I said, it's a skinnier. You 100% feel that it's skinnier. And, you know, I could get a full 4-finger grip, same as this. Some folks may not be able to. It definitely is skinnier in the hand. I'm not really feeling the pocket clip that much on this. I'm feeling it just, yeah, I feel it more over here, the pocket clip. I'm not feeling this bump. It's kind of laying right in the middle of my hand versus this one, it's just skinnier. I really don't feel anything as much. But like I was saying, this choil is very large. And at least for me with skinnier fingers, I can get in there and not worry too much. You are close. You got to be careful. You know, you can kind of hug the backside and pull back as you're going. But, you know, this one has a legit forward choil. This one still has something you could 100%. I actually almost feel like this one you're a little more safe with, even though it's not technically a rounded out choil over here. So let's go over some specs real quick. We're going to put this guy right here. We're going to put this guy right here. And above, we will start putting some specs. So the Civivi Elementum I bought, like I said, I got this weeks ago, who knows how long now. I got it for $76.50, although it currently is on sale at the time of me recording this for $67.50. Where the Ferrum Forge Gent 2.0 is $74.95. So it's less than a few bucks difference if the Civivi was not on sale. But there is something else to notate for that price, because it seems like the Ferrum Forge just carries a higher perceived value. For the price, you're getting just generic black G10, nothing too crazy. Where for the Elementum, you're getting, as you saw, this beautiful marbled carbon fiber. So that's something to take into consideration. As far as blade goes, very similar as far as size. We have 2.9 or 2.9 and change on the Elementum, which is D2 blade steel. And on the Ferrum Forge Gent 2.0, we have 3-inch, and that's a 9CR18 MOV blade. Now the weight is 2.71 ounces for the Elementum versus 2.68 ounces for the Ferrum Forge. I probably will weigh it myself just to make sure, because the weights have been off sometimes as far as websites go. We talked about the blade already. It's a drop point on both. We have a hollow on the Elementum, a flat on the Gent 2. Now the handle thickness, that's where there also is a difference. I can feel it in hand a lot. The Elementum is 0.43 inches or 10.92 millimeters, and the thickness on the Ferrum Forge is 0.375 inches or 9.52 millimeters. So pretty noticeable difference. Something to take note of for both of these that's identical is you have a pocket clip here, but it is not reversible. This guy on neither of them are reversible. It is inset completely into the handle on the Ferrum Forge Gen 2, and it is skinnier to begin with. So that's a nice touch, but they are not reversible. The Elementum, like I said, has a lanyard loophole in the back. This guy, nope, just has some standoffs back there, and that's it. And action-wise, you really can't go wrong with either. You really can't go wrong with either. Now, keep in mind, they make cheap, where is this? On the side here? Let me move this stuff around. If you want to save money, a guy like this, the G10 variant, which I guess you could say is more comparable to the G10 Ferrum Forge, it's only 50 bucks. I forget if it's because of the sale or normal, but they're in the 50s, I believe. 50 bucks for this guy. I recently cleaned this one, so it's actually the smoothest out of the bunch. But I got these two because of the price. They're comparable in price. If this one was not on sale right now, which it might be part of that Father's Day sale, you're looking at less than $2 between these two. Do you want marbled carbon fiber? Or do you want to spend a little bit more on a Ferrum Forge unit, which I don't know 100%, and if you guys know, drop a comment. I know the higher end Ferrum Forge, like I have the Falcon that I got from Mass Drop a while ago. We Knives produces those. But who produces the more budget Ferrum Forge? Is it literally Civivi? I don't know. Since we makes their higher end, I don't know if Civivi makes their budget line too. I'm really not sure about that. Both of them have decent action. The Ferrum Forge has a little bit better action out the box. If you want to do push button, no problem. You want to go light switch, no problem. Same with this guy, push button, no problem. Light switch, no problem. Let's check the detent, how they snap in place. Yeah, a little soft. I've always had that with the Elementums, being a little soft. Not too different. This one just feels, let's see, can we fail it if we wanted to? Yep. I'm sure we could fail both of these if we wanted to. Huh, look at that. Right when I thought this guy might not be the failing one. Yeah, you can. It all just depends. Again, if you know what you're doing when it comes to pushing these, you ain't failing either one. They're totally fine. They're going to break in. They're going to get smoother. You could take them apart, oil them up a little bit, and it's going to feel awesome. Let's check out blade play on these. This is pretty damn solid. Yeah, this is really solid. They're both on bearings, if I didn't mention that already. Yeah, they're both about the same. I feel just the tiniest bit on both. Something I just noticed right now is no jimping on the Gent. And we have jimping on the Elementum. So the Elementum overall seems like it's a little bit more robust in every aspect. It's a little bit thicker. You're getting D2 tool steel. You're getting jimping up here. It's very comfortable if you want to use this without worrying about cutting yourself. Versus the Gent 2, it's a little bit smaller in the hands. You're not getting any jimping. Yes, you have a forward choil, but you're going to get very close to the cutting path. So I'm going to say the Civivi is probably going to be better for some more heavy use, where the Gen 2, and honestly, that's probably why they called it the Gent. They have the Gen 1, the Gen 2. It's meant to be, I guess, more of a gentlemanish style folder. You know what I mean? Is that even a word? Gentlemanish, gentlemany style folder. It is smoother on the drop, just right out the box. But Elementums smooth out very nicely. There you go. It's already smoothing out, it looks like. So like I was saying, I wanted to weigh these myself because according to Blade HQ, we have 2.71 on this guy versus 2.68 on this guy. This one is noticeably thinner in hand. The handle scale width or thickness, or however you want to word this, is definitely smaller than this. And for some reason it doesn't feel, you know what? Maybe it's the milling. Let's take a peek. We have heavy milling on both sides here. What about this guy? Maybe that's why I'm kind of weird how they feel similar even though they shouldn't. Yep, sure enough, there you go. See, I was very confused when I saw that the weight was that similar. I'm like, how can the weight be that similar? This guy is much thinner, the Ferrum Forge. The handle is much smaller. I'm like, why do they feel very similar in weight? Blade HQ says they're similar in weight. It could be off, and that's why I was going to whip out the scale and be like, hey, take a look. This is a lot lighter. But now when I was holding it, I was like, hold on. They do feel very, very similar. This guy almost feels heavier. That's weird. But that's what it is. You got milling on both sides, heavy on the Elementum. With the Ferrum Forge, they kind of cut corners and didn't do that. Again, G10, marbled carbon fiber. You got skeletonization in there, not in here. You're paying for the Ferrum Forge on this. Not that it's a bad thing, I'm just saying you're paying for the Ferrum Forge. Because for about the same price, currently less on sale, you can get this, which just offers, to some it might be better, to some it might be worse. But you're getting a more fulfilling hand grip with higher end materials. And if you want G10 in this, well then you're just saving a bunch of money going down to like 50 bucks. So let's see the weight and see if we got it right according to online to what I get. Now unfortunately this scale is going to be very hard for you to see, so I'm going to kind of go under and you're going to have to trust my word on this. So the Elementum, they're saying is 2.71. I am getting 2.79. 2.79 for this guy, and for him we are getting 2.82. I was not wrong. What did I just say? Hold on, let me put this over here. What did I just say? I said I feel like the Ferrum Forge, it weighs more. It's so weird. And yeah, I was like, it's not that much of a difference, but I felt it. And I was very weird because going into it, I'm like, this guy's got to be lighter. He's thinner. He's got smaller handle scales. He's got to be lighter. Then I noticed this guy's skeletonized, and I'm like, hold on a second. This guy actually feels heavier. So, something to notate. You're getting a technically larger, more robust looking knife, but it's lighter because of the skeletonization. Now, how about the sharpened blade length? Let's try... Okay, so I would say that's about perfect. You're getting a hair more out of the Ferrum Forge. Just a hair more out of the Ferrum Forge. Beautiful blades on them. Beautiful handles. Marbled carbon fiber. It does look really nice though. So I think that's going to be it for this video. A little comparison of both. Is there anything different? Let's see. You have a little bit more of a chamfer on the top here. It mimics a crown and spine. This is not crowned and rounded, but it mimics it because that chamfer is so large on both sides. It feels very rounded. Versus here, yeah, you still have a little chamfer, it's just not as much. And you got the jimping. So that's going to be it. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Which of these two knives would you take if you could only pick one, or would you just get both? Subscribe for more videos, upcoming giveaways, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot.